My dad versus technology. The digital circus. My dad is a legend. Not the cool leather jacket wearing kind, but the socks with sandals. How do I turn this off kind? If technology were a wild animal, my dad would be running in the opposite direction with a flip phone in his hand. It all started on a rainy Saturday morning. I was sitting on the couch enjoying my coffee when my dad entered the room holding a brand new smartphone like it was a bomb about to explode. Son, he said seriously, this thing is blinking at me. I think it's angry. It's just a notification, Dad, I replied, sipping my coffee. It means you got a message. He looked at the phone like it had insulted his mother. From who? I haven't even set it up yet. That was the beginning of what I now call the digital circus. I offered to help him set up the phone. Simple enough, right? Wrong. First, we had to turn it on. Dad kept pressing the volume buttons. No, not those, I said. The power buttons on the side. Which side? The right side. He turned the phone upside down. This side? 10 minutes later, we were finally on the welcome screen. Okay, now choose a language, I explained. He frowned. Where's Finnish? Dad, we're setting it in English. He gasped. Is that safe? Yes, it's just the language. It won't break anything. He looked at me. How do you know? I didn't. But we moved on. Creating his Apple ID was like trying to teach a cat to swim. Enter a strong password, the phone said. Dad typed, password 123. Nope, I said. It needs at least one capital letter, one number, and one symbol. He tried again. Password 123. Almost. Now add a symbol. He added a dollar sign. Password $123. The phone froze. Did I break it? No, just be patient. Dad stared at the loading circle like it owed him money. Once we got past the password, we faced the fingerprint scanner. Put your finger here, I said. He pressed it like he was trying to break the glass. Gently. He tapped too lightly. Firm, but not violent. After 8 tries, the phone gave up and skipped the step. My dad was offended. It didn't like my fingerprint? Maybe it's scared of you. Now came the apps. I showed him how to download WhatsApp. Why do I need this? So you can message me. I can just call you. Yes, but now you can send photos, videos, even voice messages. He blinked. Can I send a photo of my foot? Why would you want to do that? He shrugged. Sometimes my foot hurts. Fair point. I explained how to open apps. Just tap it. He tapped it. Then he tapped it again and again. Then 5 more times. Now we had 6 versions of WhatsApp running at the same time, and the phone was on fire. Next was typing. He pecked at the keyboard like a chicken trying to text. I watched as he typed, Hi, son. How are you doing, guy? Misses you very much, Plaus. Say hello to her mother. Dad, there's autocorrect for a reason. I don't trust it, he said. It changes my words. That's the point. It's fixing your spelling. He squinted at the screen. I don't like being corrected by a robot. Notifications confused him the most. Why does it keep making noise? Because you keep receiving messages. He opened one from my aunt. She sent me a sticker. How do I send her a sticker back? I showed him. 10 minutes later, he was deep into sticker warfare. The living room echoed with the sound of animated cats dancing. Look, he said proudly. I sent her a pizza cat. Great. My father had become a sticker guy. Then came the voice assistant. I introduced him to Siri. Just say, "Hey Siri," and ask your question. He leaned in close and whispered, "Hey Siri, are you listening?" The phone replied, "I'm here." Dad jumped. It talks back. "Yes, Dad, you can ask it anything." He thought for a moment. "Hey Siri, do you love me?" Siri replied, "I'm here to help." He looked heartbroken. "She doesn't love me." "Dad, it's a phone." "Even the phone doesn't love me." Later that day, I heard him in the kitchen talking to Siri. "Hey Siri, play some classic rock." Nothing. He tried again. "Hey Siri, rock music." Still nothing. I walked in to find him yelling into the toaster. "Dad," I said slowly, "that's the toaster." He stared at it. "Why does it look like a speaker?" "It doesn't at all." That evening, I caught him trying to take a selfie. He held the phone too close, his nose looking 10 times its size. "I look like a potato." "Pull the phone back." He pulled it too far and dropped it. "Oh no, did I kill it?" "No, Dad, it has a case." He looked impressed. "So it's wearing armor." "Exactly." After dinner, he wanted to use Google Maps. "I'm going to your aunt's tomorrow," he said. "Can I use this to find her place?" "Sure, just type the address." He typed, "My sister's house next to the bakery with the weird cat." Google responded, "No results." Finally, after a full day of tech madness, I sat next to him on the couch. "How are you feeling about your new phone?" He held it up like a trophy. "It's not so bad. I think we're starting to bond." It vibrated. He screamed. "What now?" "Just a calendar reminder." "For what?" "Your eye doctor appointment." He sighed. "Even my phone thinks I need help." Despite everything, he kept trying. He even managed to send me a message the next morning. "Good morning. This phone still hates me, but I will win." And honestly, he's doing better than I expected. Sure, he still talks to the toaster sometimes, but he also knows how to send a photo, use emojis, and even call me on WhatsApp. Accidentally most of the time, but still. And that was the story of my dad versus technology. A true digital circus. Vocabulary time. Now let's break down some of the most useful English words from this story. Legend. A famous or very well-known person, often admired or remembered for something special. To insult. To say or do something rude or disrespectful to someone. To frown. To make a serious or angry face by bringing your eyebrows together. To gasp. To suddenly take in a breath because you are surprised, shocked, or scared. To be offended. To feel hurt, angry, or upset because of something someone said or did. To peck at. To touch or hit something lightly and repeatedly like a bird pecking. To squint. To partly close your eyes to see something better, or because of bright light. To lean in. To bend your body or move closer towards something or someone. Armor. A strong protective covering, originally used in battles. Trophy. A prize or object given to show success or achievement. Great job! Now you know some fun and useful English words from this story. Let's see how you can use them in real life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's also fighting with technology. See you in the next one.